with prophets. We've thought of a prodigal son, haven't we? A son in Luke chapter 15, and a son that we've illustrated in that little story that just kind of walked away. Rebellion. A rebellious spirit. We read of one of the prophets in the Old Testament, somebody who should have known better. Somebody who was a spokesperson for God. Somebody who had direct revelation from God. Somebody who had experienced God in their life. Somebody that had been used by God in their past. And God comes to them with a new request. And the story that we're going to read this afternoon is Jonah. Again, a story that most of us will probably be familiar with. It's one of those kind of Bible stories that we kind of learn in Sunday school, or children's meetings, or kids' clubs. Jonah and the whale, or Jonah and the great fish. And that's what we're going to read this afternoon. If I had time, we would just do well to read the whole little book. It's only 4 chapters of your Bible. It'll take you 5-10 minutes to read through it. Take the time after the service this afternoon to read it through. We don't have time to read it all together this afternoon, but just to pick out a few things from a few verses, and we will make reference to some of the lessons that we get later on in the book. But just starting at verse 1 in chapter 1, it says this: the word of the Lord came to Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, "Arise and go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry out against it, for their wickedness has come up before me." But Jonah arose to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. He went down to Joppa, and he found a ship going to Tarshish, so he paid the fare, and he went down into it to go with them to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. But the Lord sent out a great wind on the sea, and there was a mighty tempest on the sea, so that the ship was about to be broken up. And the mariners were afraid, and every man cried out to his God, and threw the cargo that was in the ship into the sea to lighten the load. But Jonah had gone down into the lowest parts of the ship, had lain down and was fast asleep. And the captain came to him and said to him, "What do you mean, sleeper? Arise, call on your God. Perhaps your God will consider us, so that we may not perish." And they said to one another, "Come, let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this trouble has come upon us." So they cast lots, and the lot fell on Jonah. And then they said to him, "Please tell us, for whose cause is this trouble upon us? What is your occupation? Where do you come from? What's your country? What people are you from?" He said to them, "I am a Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land." And then the men were exceedingly afraid, and said to him, "Why have you done this?" For the men knew that he fled from the presence of the Lord, because he had told them. Then they said to him, "What shall we do to you, that the sea may be calm for us?" For the sea was growing more tempestuous. And he said, "Then pick me up and throw me into the sea. And when the sea will become calm for you, for I know that this great tempest is because of me." Nevertheless, the men rowed hard to return to land, but they could not. For the sea continued to grow more tempestuous against them. Therefore they cried out to the Lord and said, "We pray, O Lord, please do not let us perish for this man's life. And do not charge us with innocent blood, for you, O Lord, have done as it pleased you." And they picked up Jonah, and they threw him into the sea, and the sea ceased from its raging. And the men feared the Lord exceedingly, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord, and they took vows. Now the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. And we know that God always blesses the reading of His Word. You know, I was just thinking of this little book again yesterday morning, and I was just thinking really that it's just a little book that is really just full of a demonstration of the grace of God. The grace of God. People that just don't deserve God. People that just don't deserve God's workings in their life. People that just don't deserve God's communication to them. People that just don't deserve God's work in their hearts. And yet repeatedly throughout this little book we discover that there are individuals or groups of individuals who receive and benefit from the grace of God. You might say, "I don't even know what the grace of God is." The grace of God is simply God giving to us that which we don't deserve. God giving to us that which we don't deserve. And here throughout this little book we've got individuals. We've been introduced to one in the opening verses of the little book, Jonah, a prophet of God. And here he is, and he's given this instruction. I was thinking of this, the fact that the very grace of God, that God will communicate. God will communicate with humanity. God will communicate. And I wonder if you've ever thought of that. But the fact that God is speaking. God is speaking. Well, I know there's a sense in which we might not get the same sort of direct revelation that Jonah was given as a prophet of God in the Old Testament. A direct word from God. But nonetheless, have you ever paused to think that God speaks? God speaks. Look around you this afternoon. Look at the creation that we live in. It all points to something. It all points to someone. Surely. God speaks through creation. I know we live in a world that has tried to rubbish that claim, that this world is designed by someone and created by someone, and they would rather lead you a merry dance and tell you that this world is all just a result of chance and coincidence. And this world's created. Common sense, let common sense prevail this afternoon. If I was to stand this afternoon in this lectern and tell you that this lectern just miraculously appeared of its own accord, and it's just the right side, both sides are just the right length, and you would say to me, that's crazy, that doesn't happen. And yet people are led to believe that the world that we live in, with all the intrinsic detail of it all, somehow all just happened by chance and by coincidence. That there's been some big bang in the past, and from nothing there has come this, of which we've got just a tiny little part. God speaks through creation. Don't dull it out. The next time you walk through, walk in a frosty night and you look up into the stars in the sky, God is speaking. God is saying, I'm here. God is saying, I've made it. God speaks through our circumstances. We're going to discover that in the life of Jonah. God spoke through his circumstances. God orchestrated events in Jonah's life to show that he was speaking. We live life, don't we, and we just think everything's just a coincidence. Just a coincidence that you're here this afternoon. Why is it a coincidence that you're here and yet we extend an invitation week on week to the people in this community, and they fail to accept that invitation, they fail to come? It's just a coincidence that you're a little group of people that have chosen to accept the invitation and come along? Or is God working in your circumstances? Maybe you've been through a tough time at the moment. Maybe you've been through a time of trial, a time of storm-like experiences in the sense of whether it's health or wealth or family or relationships. You ever pause to think that in the midst of those circumstances that maybe God is speaking? God is trying to get through to you. That's what he was trying to do with Jonah. Remember, after Jonah's initial disobedience, and he makes his decision that he's going to run away from God. He's going to live in rebellion to God, which really is just a picture of all of humanity, which is really just a picture of me, which is a picture of you, which is a picture of that prodigal son that we can read of in Luke chapter 15. It's a picture of that prodigal son that we use as an illustration, that we choose to live our life in rebellion against God. God had spoken to Jonah. God had given Jonah clear instruction about what he expected from him. And Jonah said, I'm doing it my way. I'm not listening to God. I don't need God. I don't need to come under God's authority. I'm going to do things the way I want to do things. And that just sums up humanity from the very start. That's why the world is the way it is today. That's why the world that we live in is a broken world. Because right at the very start, there was a man and a woman that God created that said, I'm going to do it my way. And God had given clear instruction as to what he expected from them. And they decided that they would just do the exact opposite. And Jonah is given clear instruction from God as to what's expected from him. He says, I want you to go and I want you to preach. And Jonah decides he's going to do the exact opposite. The exact opposite of what God asked. And live in rebellion against God. And that sums up humanity. And that sums up you and I this afternoon, because we think we can do it better, our own way. We think that we don't need God's instruction. We think that God is some killjoy that's just trying to sap all the excitement out of life. And instead of obeying him and doing what he requires of us, we decide we're just going to do our own thing and we live in rebellion against God. And the Bible calls that sin. And you're a sinner. And I'm a sinner this afternoon. And everyone in the whole of this community and across this whole shire and across this country and across the world, the same stamp is put on every single one of us. We're sinners or rebels against God. And yet, despite our rebellion against God, isn't it interesting that God still speaks? As Jonah is seeking to run away from God, as Jonah is trying, as it were, to get as far away from God as he can, geographically speaking, where Jonah is going is the complete opposite direction. God has said, I want you to go to Nineveh. Jonah says, I'm going to Tarsus. It's the complete opposite direction. And while Jonah is running away from God, God is speaking. God is speaking. Speaking in his circumstances. God sends that great storm. God sends that great storm. Just trying to get Jonah's attention. I wonder, what does God have to do to get our attention? What circumstances does God need to bring into our lives to get us to wake up and to face up to the reality that we are on a path that is taking us in the complete opposite direction that he wants us to take? That rather than a path that is leading us to him, we are on a path that is taking us away from him. And bearing in mind all that God had for Jonah was blessing. And all that God had for the people, really, that Jonah was going to speak to was blessing. And yet Jonah's running away. He's going as fast as he can in the opposite direction. What God wants him to go. I thought it was interesting. I noticed as well that as he goes on that journey, it says that he paid the fare. In verse 2, he says he paid the fare and he went down into the ship. And he goes with them to Tarsus from the presence of the Lord. Trying to run away from God. I wonder how many of us this afternoon are trying to run away from God. Trying to get away from the presence of God. The psalmist tells us that we can't get away from the presence of God. Jonah's about to discover that. The psalmist discovered that. The psalmist says, if I go up into the mountains, you're there. If I go down into the deepest hell, you're there. God is everywhere. We cannot hide from God. We can hide from one another. We're good at it. We can't hide from God. We can't escape the presence of God. But before that, it said that he paid the fare. What came to my mind is the fact that there's a cost. There's a cost to rebelling against God. Quite often in services like this, when we're coming and we're trying to encourage people about following Jesus, and they say, it's not just that Jesus died on the cross, and Jesus did die on the cross. And it's not just that your sins can be forgiven if you just pray to him and ask him, but we try and emphasise that there's a cost to being a follower of Jesus. Jesus didn't kind of try and pull the wool over people's eyes to encourage people to come and follow him. He didn't try and say, you come and follow me and the path is going to be rosy and bright and it's all going to be great. And Jesus was up front from the very start. He says, you want to be a follower of me? He says, then you might have to suffer. You want to be a follower of me? He says, then you take up your cross and follow me. There's a cost to following Jesus. And it's not an easy route. I want you to balance that this afternoon with the cost of not following Jesus. Because there's a cost to that as well. There's a cost to not following Jesus. There's a tremendous cost to not following Jesus. There's an eternal cost to not following Jesus. See, Jesus might say to you this afternoon, you follow me. And it's might be hard. We were learning about this yesterday down at a church in Kilmarnock. I was talking about the fact that our lives might be hard. And our struggles might be real. And our problems might weigh up, and all of the struggles that we have as individuals is real. He was talking about the Apostle Paul and all the things that he endured on his body. And he said, look, it's all real. But he says it's producing an eternal weight of glory. Because there's something beyond this life. There's something beyond this little bit of time we get here on planet Earth. Don't think for a moment that this is all there is. However many years you get. To think to yourself, this is it. So we just live as we please for whatever number of years God gives us in this earth. We close our eyes in death, we decay, there's nothing beyond it, there is something beyond it. The Bible's perfectly clear that there's something beyond it. And for those who choose to follow Jesus, for those who choose to live in fellowship with God, acknowledging the rebellion, turning away from the rebellion, seeking after God, for those individuals, there's an eternity of glory that goes on and on and on and on, forever and forever and forever. So you might suffer now. And life might not be easy now, but we're looking forward to a glorious hope for the future. But what's the cost of not following Jesus? The cost of not following Jesus is that you could be separated from God forever and forever and forever in a place of torment. There's a cost to not following Jesus. There's a cost that doesn't even just relate to eternity, but I believe even for our lives now, there's a cost to not following Jesus. Jesus is seeking those that will follow after him. And yeah, there might be suffering, and there might be hardships, and there might be difficulties, and you might have a cross to bear, but you're fulfilling a purpose, a God-given purpose. That you might miss out on altogether. What's the point? What's the point? The Lord Jesus Christ explains it in the parable, doesn't he? About that rich man, and he had all his worldly goods. This is what I'm going to do. He says, I'm going to tear down my barns. He says, I'm going to build bigger and greater. He says, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to kick back, I'm going to relax, and I'm going to be merry. And God says, you're a fool. He says, because this very night your soul's going to be required of you. Then who shall those things be? What is the point of investing everything in a temporary state when there's an eternal state to think about? There's a cost this afternoon to not following Jesus. And Jonah paid the fare, and he goes down, and he gets into the boat, and he's trying to get as far away from God as he can possibly go. And God chases after him. That's grace. That is grace. Because while Jonah, as far as he was concerned, God was the furthest thing from his mind. The nearest thing to God's mind was Jonah, and get him back, and get him to where he wanted him, and get him to do what he wanted him to do. That's grace. And that's grace in your life this afternoon. If you're currently living in rebellion to God, if you're currently, as far as you're concerned, going in the opposite direction and thinking you're going to do it your way, and you're going to live life the way you want to live life, and you don't want to, as far as you're concerned, God's dead to you, God has no control over your life, God doesn't, the demands of God are not going to be met in your life. God is maybe far away from you, but I want to tell you, you are very, very near to God. And God's heart is reaching out. God's heart is reaching out. And God brings a storm into this man's life. And you know what's the sad thing? See, when that storm is raging, you know where Jonah is? Sitting asleep. Totally not oblivious to what God is trying to do. You know, how sad would it be this afternoon if there's a storm raging in any one of our lives, This is a challenge for me, by the way, this afternoon. How sad would it be if there's a storm raging in any one of our lives and we're that apathetic that we're sound asleep and we're ignorant to the movings of God, the voice of God, ears deafened to God speaking. Where the Bible exhorts us that those of us who have ears to hear, let us hear. Don't deafen out, don't extinguish the voice of God in your life. And Jonah's there in the bottom of the ship and he's sound asleep. And the people all around him, they're oblivious to the storm. They know what's going on. In fact, they're perplexed. They're perplexed to the point where they think that their death is imminent and they're trying their very best. They're crying out to their gods. They're seeking a reprieve. They're trying to bring calm into the situation. And there they are. And it's all to no avail. It's all to no avail. And eventually they manage to rouse them. They manage to get up on deck and question them, who are you? What do you do? What's your occupation? Where do you come from? What country are you in? What kind of people have you come from? All these sort of questions. He tells them, I'm a Hebrew and I fear the Lord. I fear the Lord. No, living as if he fears the Lord. If he feared the Lord, 10 verses before, he would have went where God had told him to go. And he would have done what God had told him to do, and he would have spoken to the people that God had asked him to speak to. So really what he is, it's just word only as far as Jonah is concerned here. And that's easy, isn't it? It's easy for us to have that kind of word only. No reality. I fear the Lord. There's the evidence of it in our lives. Jonah says, I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land. The men were exceedingly afraid. They said, why have you done this? And we're right down through the rest of the chapter, and time is swiftly running out. But Jonah recognises there's only one way this storm's going to come to the end, and that's if they throw him off the boat. And that appalls these people. They don't want to be guilty of his murder. They don't want to be guilty of taking his life, and they try their very best. There must be another way. There must be another way for the storm to cease. There must be another way for life to be preserved. There must be another way, and they try their very best. If we relate that to our circumstances this afternoon, God has provided a way. God has provided a means of salvation. God had provided a means of salvation for these other men on the ship that day. But it was going to come at a cost. What was the cost going to be? The cost was going to be the life of Jonah. One man was going to have to die for many. It's the same with humanity. God has provided a means of salvation. God has provided a means whereby rebellious people can be brought back into line with Him, whereas rebellious people can know fellowship with Him and experience His love and His kindness and His compassion. But how does it come about? It comes about at a cost. A tremendous cost. Not just one man for a few men in a boat, but one man for the whole of humanity. Who was the one man? The one man was Jesus Christ. We come to the cross. We see the Lord Jesus Christ hanging on the cross, suffering and bleeding and dying. Why is He there? Why is Jesus dying? Why is this injustice being allowed to take place? Why is He having to die when He hadn't done anything wrong? In Jonah's case, he was guilty, so he deserved to die, I suppose, in a sense. The Lord Jesus Christ was innocent. And yet the Lord Jesus Christ chose that. Because He knew that it was going to be Him for everyone else. If you and I want to experience salvation, that's the basis of it this afternoon. It's not about trying hard. These men were going to discover trying hard wasn't going to work. Sadly, there are too many people in the world today, and maybe even people in this room, and that's what it is for you. It's just trying hard. It's trying to be better. It's trying to work harder. It's trying to pay more. It's trying to be a better person. And maybe that has been the course of your life up until now. Trying to gain favour with God by what you can do. These men are trying their very best, labouring their hardest, exerting the most amount of effort they can, because surely it's going to be worth something. Then they come to a point where they realise it's not worth anything. The only way they're going to be saved is if Jonah goes into the water and dies. The only way you and I are going to be saved this afternoon, the only way you and I are going to be restored back into relationship with God. The only way you and I are going to have our sins forgiven and cleansed, the only way that you and I are going to turn from a path of rebellion against God and turn our faces towards God is on the basis of a man's death. And that man was the Lord Jesus Christ. And the Lord Jesus Christ came to lay down his life for you and I. He was the sacrifice. And because the sinless Saviour died, my guilty soul is counted free. And that's the same basis for you and me this afternoon. It's the same basis for every single one of us. It's the only way we can know God. It's the only way we can experience God's forgiveness. It's the only way we can experience God's cleansing. It's through the sacrifice. And so these men were really recipients of God's grace. You know, they got up that day just setting out on a normal journey. They wrote two thoughts about God or anything like that. Maybe that's how you started your day. This is just a normal Sunday. No real two thoughts about anything. Just getting on with your routine. And God intervenes in your life. And there's a demonstration of God's grace. And these men respond to that, don't they? It says that they worshipped and they made a vow to God because they recognised the grace of God in their lives. You know, that we would all appreciate the grace of God in our lives this afternoon. That Jonah would appreciate it because God was going to provide a means of escape for him. And I'm well going by my time this afternoon, but God was going to provide a means of escape for him. It says in verse 17, doesn't it, that the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow Jonah. God had provided a means of salvation. He was a rebellious man, going headlong in the wrong direction, paying the cost, as it were, for his rebellion. Totally apathetic to the work of God in his life, totally apathetic to the voice of God speaking to him. And yet God in his grace and God in his mercy provides a means of salvation for him as well. And if we've gone into chapter 4, we've discovered that Jonah is given another opportunity. Chapter 3 actually. It says the word of the Lord came again to Jonah. The grace of God, second chances, and God has second chances. That's the God of the Bible. The God of 3 chances, and 4 chances, and 5 chances. That's the God of the Bible. The word of the Lord came again to Jonah. And he responds the way he should have responded the first time, and he goes, and salvation is brought to the whole city. You know, it's somebody that perhaps this afternoon would be the one this afternoon that would respond to the voice of God, that would then take the voice of God and take it to a city. We don't limit ourselves to one individual this afternoon. God is interested in individuals. God was interested in Jonah. God was interested in those little group of sailors. God was interested in a whole city, 120,000. When they heard the voice of God speaking through Jonah, it says that they repented of their sins. And God relented. And God withheld his judgment. Sadly, we discovered Jonah isn't happy with that, but that's a story for another day. But you know, just wonder, where do we fit into all this afternoon? And you're like Jonah. You know what God wants from you. And you've just decided, you know what, I'm just going to go one way. And you're paying the price for that. And if you're not conscious that you're paying the price for it now, I want to say to you, in surrender, you'll pay the price for it eternally. The downward path when you walk away from God. And Jonah's there. And yet God, through him, brings salvation to other people, the grace of God. One man for many. Jesus Christ for all of us. And then he gives him another opportunity. And Jonah takes that opportunity with both hands. He's not going to let that opportunity go. And he goes and he does what God asks him to do. And he preaches in a whole city is turned to God. A wicked city. An idolatrous city. An evil city, a city that was actually enemies of God's people. This was one of God's own cities that had just turned its back on. This was one of the worst enemy cities possible. And God sends in a message. And those people would respond to that message and they repent of their sins. And they trust the word of God and God relents. And you know, God wants us to repent this afternoon of our sin. And God wants us to accept what He's saying about our sin. The fact that He had to punish His Son Jesus for it. And we rely on Him as our substitute. And you know, that we turn our back, turn our back from our rebellion. And we walk towards God and we walk with God. And we walk with Father, I come into your presence and thank you for your word. Thank you for the challenge of it, Lord. We just pray that You could just help us all fit ourselves into this story because we're all in it far away somewhere, I think. We just pray that you would just challenge our hearts. You know where we are in relation to you. You know the rebellion in our hearts. You know the attitude that we have that we're just going to do things our way. And we'll just live our lives separate from you and away from you and without any need for you. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for a grace that pursues us. Even in the most difficult of life circumstances, your grace in the background, you're seeking to win us back to yourself. Make us alert to it, we ask and pray. Help us not to let Jonah sound asleep in the bottom of the ship. Father, we just pray you make us alert to it, we ask and pray. Father, bless our time together, we ask. We just pray for food that you've provided for our body's nourishment. We thank you for it. We acknowledge that it comes from you. We just learned the other day just for all the people that are involved in the process to end the food that lies on our table, and there's just so many. And we give thanks for every single one, but we ultimately acknowledge that it comes from you, and we pray that as we accept it from your hands, you will bless it to our bodies and use our bodies for your glory as we give you a grateful thanks in Jesus Christ.